Hey guys, Pamela Francesca, aka this blonde brunette here. Welcome back. I I hope you guys can hear me because I know that I can hear like beeping noises, and no matter what I close, I keep hearing it. But today's segment is actually about a how-to almost on healthy organic living. People have asked me about, it's almost like how do I start to eat healthy. A lot of you have asked me about veganism, a lot of you have asked me about plant-based, a lot of you have asked me about just healthy living in general. So I have just decided to make a quick video about some simple how-to steps to get started. While I do that, I'm going to be having a snack. Actually, that's my lunch for today. But listen, guys, it comes down to this. I don't use the word vegan for my lifestyle because technically I'm not vegan. I think vegan is you fully, completely go animal product free. And I, however, do buy, not necessarily buy, but I actually have a friend who has a chicken in her backyard. I get eggs from her. I buy pasteurized eggs. I still haven't completely taken egg out of my diet. From a compassion point of view, is where I have a problem with the egg industry. So even though I either get it from my friend's backyard or I spend a pretty penny to get pasteurized, which is that they're completely cage free, so there's no just roaming around for a little bit. That's my way of doing my part. For me, I do believe plant-based lifestyle is the best for me, and I highly suggest it to a lot of you. Plant-based means that 80%, if not more, of your diet is based of fruits, vegetables, legumes. It's basically eating organic. I personally do not eat meat. I don't eat dairy. I don't buy dairy. If I happen to be at a party or an event and there's only a vegetarian option for me that might have a little cheese, I might have a nibble because I don't like to stress myself out. But I don't buy dairy products except for, again, the egg. So in a way, I practically consume and eat a vegan lifestyle, and I cook vegan, I guess, per se. I do not have a problem with seafood either, but there is bad seafood and good seafood, and mainly now for climate change reasons, it's very difficult to find good seafood that either hasn't been farmed, because farmed seafood actually contains a lot of bad things for you, cancerous things, carcinogens, antibiotics, bacterias, you name it. I mean, for example, like farmed salmon, don't do it. So it's hard to find stuff that has been farmed. Sustainable fishing is not sustainable. It's not good for the environment. The way they mass fish things with nets, I mean, it's just a constant, it's a domino effect that's bad for your ecosystem. So we are now living in a society where you might end up with a fishless ocean by the year 2050, which means I'll still be alive, healthy and kicking, and that's very sad to hear that that's the case. But mussels and what other stuff? Mussels, clams. I can't even think of anything right now. I do still eat sometimes. Again, I don't buy seafood. These are things that if I don't have any other option, or let's say I'm in Costa Rica or something and someone line fish something, I might eat it. Will I be completely fishless at some point? Probably. I have been before, and I probably will potentially cut it out of my diet at some point. Maybe just eat macros sometimes. But again, I am plant-based. My motto in life and motto in general when it comes to food is make the healthiest choice for you. People have been commenting to me that eating organic and eating healthy is too expensive and they can't afford to eat this way. Okay. It is not super cheap although you can find cheap options. Like there's something called the Thrive Market. That's fantastic. You save a lot of money shopping there. Um, Farmers markets will help you out a lot when you just need to buy fruits and vegetables and grains and legumes and nuts. And to be honest, once you start eating clean, it's not as expensive as you think. What's expensive is the one time you buy your supplements or your powders and the things that you want to add on. But these things last you 3, 6 months, etc., etc. I'll tell you what's expensive: being in the hospital every other month, getting diabetes, having heart attacks, having all sorts of health issues that stem from poor nutrition. And I mean, it is a domino effect, you guys. If you have poor nutrition, there are so many things that this poor nutrition, and what I mean by poor nutrition is living a constant daily processed foods, um, uh, bad fats, bad carbohydrates, fake foods, as I like to call it, which a lot of Americans eat. Diet, if this is your daily diet, you are just putting a bunch of carcinogens in your body. You are putting a bunch of toxins in your body. And all of this is not just about weight gain or poor skin. It can lead to all sorts of problems. There's even been studies that have had depression, anything from depression to various mental uh, mental diseases, kind of like to call it an illness, stem from poor nutrition because it feeds into the chemicals. So I mean, there's all sorts of constant and bad negative um, effects that can happen to you from inside out just from having poor nutrition. Now, I like to say my daily lifestyle is 80% healthy because occasionally I still like to have moments where I do like my processed foods. They're vegan, like fake meats and fake cheeses and stuff, but they're processed nonetheless. There is such a thing as an unhealthy vegan, and that's someone that doesn't eat a lot of greens, just eats a lot of like frozen foods or processed foods, and that's still not healthy. When I say plant based and when I say healthy, it means to eat a lot of raws, your greens. Your plate should look more like I like to eat a lot of beans and rice or beans and quinoa. So it should be like, if this is a pie, this much of it should be the cooked stuff, which is your legumes and your grains, and this much should be your greens and your raws. Because again, these are when you're eating these living cellular plants, they're they're giving you good stuff to make your skin glow, to give you more energy, to give you longer life, to fight any parasites or bacteria in your body, to boost your immune system, I guess you can say. And this is science, guys. It's also logic. I think the easiest way to start off is if you're looking at your plate and you don't see anything colorful on there, that's a bad start. If you're looking at your plate and you see things that are they're not even real foods, if the ingredients are things you can't even pronounce, okay, mostly chemicals and just fake stuff, that's probably something you shouldn't eat. I always say simple is better. Organic foods are real foods, first of all, non-GMO. And what I mean by non-GMO is non-genetically modified. Look it up. Monsanto. I can't even pronounce the name because I don't even like his name. Monsanto. Um, I had someone comment to me once that GMOs are great. That I was crazy to promote that non-GMOs are good and that GMOs are bad. Excuse me? I was floored. I did end up clicking on this person's page, and I hate to point out the facts and the evidence, but all they ate were Cheetos, and there was a picture of a big gulp and Starbucks and like all this stuff, and clearly this person was not on the path of nutrition, so I didn't really go with their advice. But bottom line is, it is a scientific proven fact that genetically modified foods create tumors in lab rats and are very filled with carcinogens. and they're just not good for you on so many levels. If they are doing all these things, all these toxins to all these studies, why would you want to be a lab rat yourself? No. It's simple, guys. Organic, clean, less processed foods. Can't pronounce it? Don't eat it. If it sounds like a science experiment, walk away. Your daily lifestyle. Sodas, there's things that are logical. If it's logic telling you that soda is going to make you thirsty, it's full of sugar. Sugar is so bad for you on so many levels. That should be a little bit of your lifestyle occasionally if you want to treat yourself, but it should not be your daily lifestyle. Water. However, water can be acidic. Alkaline your water. Add lime to your water. I live by this. Apple cider vinegar. Raw, unfiltered, organic. This, I mean, I need to write a whole article on this. There's so many benefits to that, from skin to killing athlete's foot, if you ever get it. Gross. Pimples, alkalining your body, detoxing, de-bloating, helping with your hair. I mean, this thing is like gold to me. But it's good for you to have things like this in your cabinet to drink, to assist with your daily lifestyle. But again, just logical, healthy decisions, you guys. It's not that complicated, and it might feel overwhelming, and you might think that in the long run, oh my gosh, but what if I'm, it makes me miserable. It does not. Once after a month or so of not eating toxins, like toxic foods, and of eating clean, you're going to find that you're not craving the things you were craving before. They start flushing out of your body. So it's literally like a rehab detox for your body. I used to be obsessed with street meat, fast food, chips, processed foods, frozen foods. I mean, this was like my daily diet. I didn't even know how to boil water. I didn't even know how to cook. And I started seeing the effects. I went from being like this to being like this, and it was in my face and my personality, because eating a lot of processed foods, especially eating a lot of meats, does affect your behavior, believe it or not. That's a whole nother study that I found. And once I started eating clean and I went on this full cleanse, I was not craving things. In fact, some of these things that I smell now that I used to love make me like sick if I even smell it. I can't even imagine what it would be like if I actually ate it. I'd probably throw up. But again, detox, clean your body inside out. See the effects of eating healthy and eating clean and eating organic. I think more importantly, research. A lot of the times when I've had questions, I mean, I'm glad you guys asked me, but I'm still researching a lot of stuff. I'm lucky that I have my family that's, I have my sister as a doctor in nutrition, and my whole family is plant-based and we're vegan for years, and occasionally now eat eggs, so therefore they're also plant-based. But they've always taught me that there's so many healthy ways and holistic ways, especially with your nutrition, to fix certain ailments and sicknesses, and I've done that throughout the years since I've changed my lifestyle, and in a way I was raised that way. I just changed when I went out and lived on my own. But train of thought. But more importantly, I'm just basically trying to let you guys know, make positive, logical decisions. Think, will this be good for me? It's not just about eating a salad every day. I'm not a big fan of salad without having a little beans, homemade beans or quinoa or something fun on the side. Although I do have really fun salad dressing recipes now that are really good. Not ranch, balsamic vinegar, balsamic fig vinegar, honey mustard. And once at least 80%, if not 90% of your lifestyle is this organic living and clean living, then it's okay to occasionally have some bad stuff. The bad stuff shouldn't be your 80% though. And I think that's the problem. So I see that a lot, especially in the States. We have we're leading in diabetes 2, we're leading in heart attacks, we're leading in obesity. And again, it's not about weight, it's about being healthy. So if you want to live longer, if you want to live with more energy, if you want to feel the best you can feel, why not make the best decisions for yourself? And again, in the long run, it's going to cost more to maintain yourself with all this poisonous medication and etc., when you could have just been maintaining yourself, or continue to maintain yourself if you're already there, with healthy, organic, holistic, plant-based diet. Do the research, guys. Also, I'd like to add that the reason I say it's occasionally okay to treat yourself if you want, and you'll realize that your treat yourself moments will change the cleaner your diet gets. So there's things you're not going to be able to crave, or not even craving anymore. But is that the one thing I found when I researched a lot of these things is that whether it was the woman that ate raw vegan, and or the woman that had a plant-based diet, or the man that occasionally had some alcohol. I mean, I don't suggest it, but he did, and then he still lived 100 till 105. The only thing all these people had in common was they all said, do not stress. So I really suggest that don't do things that'll stress you out. Don't do, if it's going to stress you out not to eat the one little thing once in a while, then eat it. But I don't suggest you do it every day, because you know what is going to stress you out? Being unhealthy, being sick, feeling insecure, feeling without energy because you're so, lethargic from all the bad food you're eating, which really does affect everything inside out. So make good decisions. Think logically. Start with organic, clean living. Start with cleaning out your cabinets and your fridges with all this fake food that's very American-like. Or if you're Latino like me, don't just eat the brown stuff, the beans and the rice and the meats. I would suggest don't eat meat at all. But until you learn to not eat meat, not just for compassion, but for health and for the environment, because it's so bad for the climate. Don't even get me started. Watch Cowspiracy. I'm going to put it down on that thing. Cowspiracy. Change your mind. But until you do that, at least cut down on the things that are obviously not good for you and start adding the things that are great for you. And you're going to see the difference, and you're going to feel fantastic. And you're going to thank me later, especially later in life when you're not paying for those, crazy medicines that don't even fix anything. They just mask it. So enjoy your plant-based lifestyle. Keep me posted. If you have any questions, specific questions or any comments, please add below, or leave a comment on my Instagram, either on This Blonde Brunette or on Pamela Francesca. And I'm really excited for you. Good luck on your journey, and keep me posted. Bye, guys.